Thanks, Asaph.
Sure, no problem.
Well, welcome to Up Missoula. I'm Scott Ramp, and that was Asaph Adonai on piano. And was that the girl from Ipanema?
Yeah, that was the girl from Ipanema. I'm
All right.
getting this thing.
I'm learning them all, like, shortly and surely. Noelle has the day off, but I am here to tell you all sorts of great and wonderful things that are happening. Especially, the big news is the weather. It's cold. It was clear the last couple of nights, so all the heat that was supplying us with all this nice weather the last week or so, last 2 weeks for winter, it's like one of the warmest winters I've ever felt in a long time, and it's been great. Like, it's been like 50s and 40s, but now it's like single digits. So if we take a look at our 7-day forecast, currently it is 7 degrees Fahrenheit outside. That's negative 14 Celsius. Today is supposed to be sunny, so you can expect highs being to the 38. And then tonight it's going to be partly cloudy to keep some of that warm air inside of Missoula in our little inversion that we call the Valley of Missoula. And Tuesday, you can expect it to be mostly sunny with highs into the 45. And then the rest of the week is going to be pretty higher, a much higher chance of snow. So it might snow a little bit, but it's, it's not going to snow too much. But, of course, I have your current ski conditions at the Big Sky Resort. Well, that's not really that close, but that's the temperature there is -4, and that's a pretty significant drop over there as well. They're not really protected by an inversion like us, but they're pretty low. Let's see, Discovery, they have about 2 inches of fresh powder in the last 24 hours. So you might want to, actually wait, Discovery has 3, never mind, 3. So the Great Divide has 2. Lookout Pass ski area has 0 new snow, about 10 degrees out there. Lost Trail, it's -4 at Lost Trail with 0 new snow. Maverick Mountain has about 9 inches of snow in the last 24 hours, and then 3 inches of snow overnight. So if you want to go over to Maverick sometime, you can. Snow Bowl, 8 degrees, no new snow. And Showdown, Montana, about 5 inches of new snow and snow in the last 24 hours. So yeah, everything's looking fairly well. It's not the greatest.
It'll be cooler, warmer later today.
Yeah, it's not the greatest snow in the world, but well, they have future technology and snow machines where they just crunch a bunch of ice and whatever, and they put it on the mountain. It works, and it snows. So moving on to our next thing, I have some trending items, and of course, if you guys weren't up or paid attention to the Oscars because you were watching The Walking Dead like me, then you didn't notice that Joan Rivers wasn't honored in the memorial service. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So, other than that, our very own J.K. Simmons, University of Montana alum, won Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for Whiplash. So basically, the movie's about a drummer. He's a supporting actor, but he kind of stole the show because he's J.K. Simmons. So he's the abusive band director who pushes his students, sometimes very controversially, too far. In the trailer, it looked pretty intense to watch and whatnot, and he hit his drummer guy, and was like, all right, this is kind of, I guess, whatever.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad when I was at the conservatory. They didn't have any guys getting in your face like a drill sergeant.
Yeah, and Lady Gaga made a surprising performance of The Sound of Music, and they said that she hit all the high notes right. Everything was done the way it's supposed to be. Yeah. No complaints. Everyone's just like, what? No electronic box. No yeah. So, and she sang with Tony Bennett too.
Yes.
all the young singers nowadays sing with Tony Bennett. It's like the thing to do.
Yeah.
Hey, sing with me, Tony Bennett. Come on, young lady. But yeah, we have we have a trending video I want to show, and it's the Louisville Leopard percussionists, and they're playing Zeppelin. So here's a little bit of Zeppelin for you guys, coming right at you as soon as I stop talking.
2, ready, go.
And there's a little bit of that for sure. So, like always, last week was our very first week of Flagship. So we do after-school program called Flagship with the Flagship program here in town, and they are in-school program that promotes activities and learning after school. So yeah, and one of the things is like I did shoot a little short of behind the scenes of our MCAT's movie making club at CS Porter. So I have, I'm not teaching because I'm the one that's filming. So here's Christian Ackerman. So here is Christian Ackerman at CS Porter.
Okay, and then when you see those numbers are going, say rolling camera back to her.
Rolling camera.
There, now she knows you're rolling. Now she knows to tell them what?
Action.
Yes. Okay, guys, go.
Jeez. I really gotta go, man.
Go somewhere, not here.
And then and then you say cut back to her when
Okay,
you stop.
I just want to be now because
Careful,
I'm
guys,
the whole
careful.
star of this place.
Okay.
We all know it.
So let's change a different background. You just press the right there, the next.
All right, where are we? Where are we?
Can you people back up? I need a girl, a romantic person on the sunset.
Nope.
Now, go
No,
win.
I can live with that.
She's like, I'm all over this.
Camera. Once he's rolling, he says he's rolling. Then you say action.
I know. Okay.
Make sure your actor's ready though. Before
Okay, I'm ready. Okay, ready.
We can't see you.
No, I know.
because you're being respectful
So,
because
wait a
you don't want too
minute,
many
wait a
cooks in the kitchen.
Wait a minute. So a
production.
tornado is approaching.
Don't talk to me. Talk to her.
Yeah.
A tornado is approaching, and I'm in New York.
Yes.
Okay.
And there are crazy people running all over.
Oh, okay.
Wait, confer with your director. Your director of
Right.
photography.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
great.
Roll camera.
Ready? 3.
Rolling.
Tell me when.
Action.
Perfect.
Oh, hi! My name's Tom! My name's Tom!
Yeah, so that was a little bit of what's going on with that, and you can see the full video. There's only like 30 seconds left in the video, but you can watch it. I posted on our website at our Facebook page at Missoula Community Access Television, so you can find out more information and see updates. Because I did post a picture of our Irish Spring concert from last night, courtesy of Treylock, who coordinates these events by bringing in artists all the way from Ireland. You can like us on Facebook, where we post individual interviews of our guests that come on our show, funny, crazy stuff, and of course, I always like to put crazy videos on here once in a while. And I see, as you can see, a cat just bushes through the snow. Wait for it. There it is. But yeah, you can find out more also about Wake Up Missoula by logging on to wakeupmissoula.wix.com/wakeupmissoula. Again, that's wakeupmissoula.wix.com/wakeupmissoula. We have our YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all sorts of great stuff you can access from that page itself. But of course, I want to give a throw to Treylock, because I did grab a recording, because I went there and I filmed the Irish Spring concert that's happening every for 4 concerts in the months of February and March. The ones in February are all done. It happened on the 7th and the 21st, and it will be on MCAT, I believe, April. Since usually when we film something, it usually appears on the air 2 months later. But I wanted to give you guys a little treat about some traditional Irish music. And this is, I know it's Ellis on the violin. She's been on our show plenty of times, Missoula Live, Wake Up Missoula. But without further ado, here is an Irish Spring concert, and the next concert is happening March 7th. So check it out. 2 Saturdays from now. So this is Irish Spring concerts.
camp right now, and over the past summer, we've had many of them, so many that I can't keep track. And during these camps, we've had groups making movies all day long. It's a really great thing. And you can sign your child up today. The thing is, MCAT camps are amazing and fun, and everyone loves them. So, if you're thinking of camps to put your child in this summer to get them away from you, choose MCAT, because we know what we're doing, I think. And everything is just spectacular. Here I am, cat. Here I am, cat. Everything is cool. Here I am, cat. Here I am, cat. Everything is cool with a K.
Well, there you go. There's our summer camps. And you too can sign your kids up to summer camps between the ages of 9 and 13 is the cutoff. Unless you have a really immature 14-year-old or a really smart 8-year-old, then we're flexible on that. But yeah, our summer camps happen the third week in June. So it goes from Monday to Friday from 1 to 5 p.m. So it's like 1:15 to 5:15. It's a good amount of time because some parents get off work at 5, so they need like 15 minutes to get there. So it's a good balance. So, during the lunch break, bring their kids down to the MCAT around 1:15, drop them off, and we teach them about making movies and stuff. The first camp is wilderness, so we're gonna do some wilderness documentary stuff. Ron is spearheading that one. The next one is animation camp, and that's happening from July 6th through the 10th. So right after your July 4th weekend of spending all that time with your kids, wouldn't you want to get rid of them for a week or so?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ASAP agrees. And of course, our last camp is our directing camp or big movie making camp. So we all pull the kids together about teamwork and make one really good big movie. But of course, we have new programming on MCAT. I'm changing the subject just right now. So we have brand new programming on MCAT. We have 3 brand new programs, 2 tonight, 1 tomorrow, and so here is a little tease on what you guys can watch for tonight and tomorrow night on MCAT channel 189.
So I've long remarked that the Affordable Care Act should be referred to as the Access to Care Act because the meatiest provisions in the Affordable Care Act had to do with giving people health insurance. And 2014 was the year in which those things started to really go into effect. And so it's natural to ask the question, well, what happened? We saw a decline in the rate of people, or the share of people who lacked health insurance. And we're still getting the data, and it will come in over time. But the early estimates that we have suggest that the uninsured rate declined by about 5 percentage points nationally.
There's one about my poetry in here, and Danelle Jones wrote it, and she showed it to me.
Some of our poets didn't even want to know what our contributors were doing, so I think there was quite a range. But as far as I know, there hasn't been much violence.
So that's what you guys can check out tonight and tomorrow night. The last one was the Pianissimo, or actually it's not Pianissimo, sorry, it's Celebrate Piano. There's 2 different things. There's 2 different programs on MCAT that has to do with pianos. Actually 3. Asaph Cafe. Asaph plays piano on his show Asaph Cafe. Hey yeah. Asaph, when does your show air?
Oh, well, we take 2 shows every Thursday, and then it airs the following Thursday and Friday. Thursday at 5 p.m. and Friday at 8:30.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you guys look out for that on those times and days?
Yeah, Asaph Cafe. I got the idea from that Humphrey Bogart movie, Casablanca.
Nice.
That's where I got the idea for that.
So you're Sam?
Well, yeah, technically. And all I do is just play while we talk, and we You never know what the topic's going to be about because it's impromptu.
It's impromptu. Just hang out.
Yeah,
play
just
music.
hang out and I play and we just talk. And they're eating chips.
And you're always looking for people to come down and hang out, and just
and just be part of this cafe.
And when do you tape?
1 till 4.
1 to
every
4. So if
Thursday.
you're interested in being on ASAF's show, just come down between 1 and 4. Hang out, listen to music, bring coffee, bring tea, or what have you, and just hang out, talk to ASAF. He has a lot of interesting stories. Like I'm just like, really.
Well,
Like
we've talked
like,
about everything. We've talked about everything from mail order brides to superheroes on that show.
And that's just with Patty.
Yeah.
Oh man. But it's great times. Right now, I'm gonna do my attempt at doing events. So, wish me luck, ASAF. Okay, so starting today at 9:30 a.m. is at Mismo Gymnastics. That's 9:30 a.m. Mismo Gymnastics, and they have family fun time. Now even longer times on Monday through Friday. Spend time bonding, playing, and just having fun with your little ones. Mismo's Family Fun Time is a open gym for ages 12 walking to 12 years of age. They offer a supervised and safe environment of obstacle courses, trampolines, and foam pits. So you can check that out. Following, you have at Bitter Gymnastics at 11 a.m. So if you're not sick and tired of gymnastics by then, you can go even more gymnastics at 11 a.m. at Bitter Gymnastics, and that is walking to 5 years of age. Class length is about 1 hour, and the price is $8 drop-in, $12 for siblings. So that means you cut cost by like $2 each. So it's cool. Let's see. Of course, you can also if you have 3 siblings, then you can still cost $12. So that's like $4 each. So it's pretty sweet. Then let's see. At 12 noon, there's Yoga for Wellness, and that's at the Learning Center at Red Willow, sorry about that. A well-rounded mix of gentle, restorative, and energizing yoga poses will help practitioners tone, relax, and realign their physical body. So you can check that out at Red Willow and the Learning Center at the Red Willow at 12 p.m. noon today. Of course, if you want to kind of do that and drink, you can also go to Montgomery Distillery, and they are every Monday, $1 from each of their cocktails will go to help a different nonprofit organization. And then there's Just for Fun art group at the Missoula Senior Center, and they're trying to promote calling all people interested in just for art, and it's in quotations. Any media is welcome: watercolor, acrylic, oil, ceramic, sculpting, etc. Please bring your own materials if you prefer oil. So if you want a space to make all this stuff, the Senior Center does it for you. And then there's fee no more than $2 weekly. So you go there, you pay your $2, and it's happening from 12:30 p.m. So that's noon 30 to 2:30. Yeah, so noon 30. I don't know why people don't say noon 30. I'm bringing noon 30 around.
Say it long enough, it'll take.
Noon 30. Hashtag noon 30. All right, so moving on to the next event is Bridge Group at the Missoula Senior Center. That's about $1.50 to be a part of that. Raising the Dead, the live recorded shows of the Grateful Dead for the past 4 decades, happening at the Top Hat, starting at 5 p.m. Scrabble, you have Scrabble happening at the Missoula Public Library at 6 p.m. And then there's Zootown Arts Community Center. So at the ZAC, they have an adventure in acrylic painting. So you can check out that stuff at the ZAC tonight at 6 p.m. Internet searching class, so you get to learn how to search the right way and the smart way of searching on search engines at the Missoula Public Library. So if you are interested in doing that, it's happening tonight at the Public Library at 6 p.m. And then it's SIN, otherwise known as Service Industry Night at Plonk at 6 p.m. So it celebrates service industry workers. Yeah, come down. get some drinks, hang out, listen to electronic music if you're into that. So it's Service Industry Night at Plonk at 6 p.m. And then, of course, REI is doing a snowboard waxing basics. So if you don't know how to wax your board, you can learn the basics tonight at 6:30 at REI. And of course, the city council meeting is tonight at 7 p.m. And I'll talk a little bit more about that as soon as I'm done with all the events. But there's a lot happening with city council. Promise. There's a lot of stuff going on with city council. There always is. And if you're interested in public comment, they limited it to about 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 30 seconds per comment. So if you have something to say, condense it down, make sure it's clear, concise, and don't be afraid of, just thinking that what you're saying doesn't get through to them, because it's a public comment, not a public conversation with the city board. So it's like you give them ideas and there's like, okay, I really thought about it. And you can also contact your city council members by logging on to the city council website. Moving on, see, I still talked about the city council forever because I could talk about it for like a billion years. And of course, Jazz Monday is happening at Monk's Bar. So if you don't want to go to the city council meeting, or you can wait during the city council meeting and then go to Jazz Mondays at Monk's Bar. Then there's Christy Newman happening at the Redbird Wine Bar. She's playing some music. Super Trivia Freakout at the Badlander. So $75 top prize, $25 second prize, and then a round of shots for third place. And then fourth place gets nothing. Nothing, of course. And then the last event for Monday night is Open Mic Night hosted by PD Lear, and that's happening at the VFW. So some open mic stuff. If you're interested in showing you some of your skills, maybe stand-up comedy or whatnot, great, whatever. Do whatever you want. Holla. All right, so now moving on to Tuesday events. That was it for Monday. Now we have to stop thinking about Monday. We have to think about tomorrow, because there's always tomorrow. And tomorrow is Family Fun Time at the Y. So at 9:30 a.m. tomorrow morning at the Y, they believe YMCA, they believe families need a place to play together. Family Fun Time at the Y provides indoor, all-weather play place where parents are welcome to join. And the fun activities include 2 bounce houses, an indoor triangle racing track, a tumbling mats, softy hockey, I don't know, you have to check it out, scooters, and much more. So check that out, 9:30 a.m. at the YWCA. And of course, let's see, moving on, there's Tea Talks, 10 a.m. at the Children's Museum. So if you want to hang out, drink some tea, and let your kids be supervised by people qualified to supervise children, you can have some tea talks, talk about your problems, or not talk about your problems, just talk about gossip or whatever. I don't know, it's tea talks. Anything's up for tea talks. Anyway, the number one rule about tea talks is that you don't talk about tea talks, so I'm going to stop talking about tea talks. There's Tiny Tales happening at 10:30 a.m. Tiny Tales is happening at the Missoula Public Library, and that's been going on as long as I can remember, because I was a little kid, and I'm pretty sure I did Tiny Tales at one time. And they do finger plays, all sorts of cool things where they read to kids, engage kids learning and stuff. But there's not more can be said about it, and that's happening at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. So then there's the preschool playgroup at Bitterroot Gymnastics, and of course that's walking to 12 years of age if you're interested. Actually, it's walking to 5 years of age, so you can have your kid learn to do flips and get in tune with their body. They're just learning to walk. Why not learn to do some flips and stuff, And then, of course, face painting at the Children's Museum at 11 a.m. And then there's weekly sit meditation at the Learning Center at the Red Willow, as I described for Mondays. So it's another thing happening on Tuesday night. Then there's Shooting the Bull Toastmasters. And Shooting the Bull Toastmasters is where leaders are made. Improve your speaking abilities, whether for public speaking, job interviews, work presentation, media appearances. Let's see. Oh, and they save, or for your personal enlightenment. If you just want to be a better speaker in public. And then, boom, boom, boom. I didn't really try too hard with the event, so trust me. Let's see, where am I? Okay, so there's the Mule-tastic Tuesday. So the Montgomery Distillery is doing another fundraiser. Moving on, there's Cafe Dolce is join Montana campus comeback staff and friends for the percentage sales night at Cafe Dolce at the Brooks one. They're 50% of the total food and beverages sales from 5 p.m. to close will be donated to MTCC. And then, of course, at 5 p.m. tonight is KBGA Cheers for Charity. So come down to Draftworks Brewery tomorrow at 5 p.m. to support your local college radio, KBGA. And of course, there is a book reading happening tonight at 7 p.m. and then it's the Lentil Underground. That's Liz Carlizel, the Lentil Underground. She's a author of this book, and they're going to be doing it at the Urey Lecture Hall, underground Urey Lecture Hall. So the book is Lentil Underground, and the lecture is happening underground, which it's ironic. That's irony. I don't know. I gotta keep going. The next one up is the trampoline drop-in at Bitterroot Gymnastics. So these are for people 16 and older. So people who want to go to Bitterroot Gymnastics and who aren't walking to 12 or walking to 5 years of age can go as adults and just learn to do flips and stuff at the Bitterroot Gymnastics. Pretty straightforward. And then, of course, we have the Lotus with Zion happening at the Top Hat. So Lotus at Zion, I'm going to show you a little taste of their music, and it's like $18 to get in. So I'm going to show you a little taste of that music, and here's Lotus. Yeah, so you can check that out at the Top Hat tonight at let's see, let me double check one more time, and that's happening at 8:30 p.m. at the Top Hat Lounge. And it's rock, music, electronic, all sorts of cool stuff happening tonight. But that about does it for events. But I'm going to talk about what you guys can check out for the City Council meeting tonight. And they're going to be talking about, the two main things they're going to be talking about is they're having a public hearing on amending the ward boundaries. So if you live in Ward 1 and Ward 2, they're going to redefine the borders. So Upper Rattlesnake and a little further of the north side. So they're going to redevelop it based on population. And of course, they're going to talk about it. And if you have any suggestions, you can go to a public hearing and talk all about it. So this is the current existing non-aligned. You can see how it's kind of dips over here. Number 2 goes into kind of 1. So the scenario 1 is that they're going to add this part right here into Ward 1. And then there's scenario 2 where they're going to add this part close to the river. So they're going to do some more riverfront and kind of like Pac-Man. It's going to be Pac-Man in the scenario B. So that's the main war thing that's happening tonight. Also, they're doing a proclamation for the Meals on Wheels. So March for Meals Month. They're doing March for Meals Month tonight, and I'll talk about it on Wednesday since we have the people from the Missoula Aging Services coming on this Wednesday on MCAT. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that's all I could say about what's going on with Missoula. So there's a lot going on with Missoula. Check it out. I just want to say thank you to ASAP for
my pleasure
joining me today and listening to me go on and on and on for 30 minutes or so. So we had a great show. If you want to learn more information, you can log on to wakeupmissoula.wix.com/wakeupmissoula. Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook. Both our Wake Up Missoula and our Missoula Community Access Facebook pages. You can go to MCAT.org to be part of MCAT, where you can create your own shows for yourself, for the community, if you have something to say on television. So it's easily just log on to MCAT at MCAT.org, or you can call us at 542-6228. And if you want to appear on this show, just contact 542-6228. Pretty simple. But yeah, I'll just stop talking. We had a great show for you guys. Thanks for joining us. But for Wake Up Missoula, I am Scott Ramph, and here is Asif Adonai. For Wake Up Missoula, I'm Scott Ramph.